Hello everyone, my name is Eric Watson. Steve Ozanich's book. I'm making this video because Steve Ozanich's book made a big impact in my life, and I want to speak from my heart for a minute and tell you some of the things it's done to help me get better and help me get stronger and back to my self, to where I can get up and go exercise if I please, and to where I can do the things I want to do. Okay, and like, again, I'm speaking about Steve Ozanich's book, The Great Pain Deception. I'm a member at TMS Wiki and tmswiki.org, and we just got done reading his book for about 7 or 8 months. And this is how good of a guy Steve is. He allows us to read his whole book and put everything out there just so he can help people, you know. And you could see it clearly laid out in his book, The Great Pain Deception. When you read it, you know, it's life changing because of what all he went through and what he's revealing to you so that you can be the best version of yourself. That's what TMS healing is to me, is being the best version of who we are. But anyway, I went on the TMS help site, and I was sitting there and I wrote in, you know, this is all my issues. Could this be the problem here? And somebody else comes in and says, have you seen a doctor? Of course, you know, yeah, I've done seen a doctor. I've done the whole 9 yards as far as having the body checked. I've been doing it for over 25 years. I've been in pain for 25 years, guys. 25 years. And, you know, and this last time it had me laid down in bed for over a year. So I'm sitting there and I'm wondering, I'm not in a way, when I studied Sarno's book and then when I studied Steve's book, or when I started first reading Steve's book, I felt in my heart that it was true. I knew it was true. There's something in your gut that will tell you when you start to learn something, is this true or not? And you'll always have that part in your gut that will tell you that if this is true or not. And that's exactly what it was. It was something that was true, and everything Steve said throughout the book really connected with me. But Steve came on the TMS Wiki that day. If I can get this out in just a minute. But when he came on there, he told me, he said, it sounds like TMS to me. And he said it in such a nice way, and he stayed up with me for 2 or 3, 4 or 5 posts, maybe 6 or 7 posts, keeping up with me, kind of seeing if I was going to, as I stayed and kept doing my step, you know, the steps that you learn in the books, and or his book, the steps that you learn to do in his book, and started learning to get back in relation with life. See, that was one of the most important things I learned from his book, is learning to get back in relation with life. And it was also another lesson, great lesson I learned from his book, was learning to be in the now. Of course, you know, we know Eckhart Tolle talks about stuff like that. But at the same time, I learned how to be in the now in a Steve Ozanich's sort of style, to where you're in the now and you're not studying, is this pain going to be there in an hour from now? No, you're staying in the now, and you're choosing to have a connection with life. And then when you have that relationship or connection to nature, you get out and do things, get your mind on other things other than just sitting there thinking about your pain all day, other than just focusing on your pain all day. Then eventually, as you know, time goes by and you start to recondition, what happens is you start to heal up because you stop fearing the pain. Steve's book gives you all of this new teachings that's going to help you recondition your life so that you can get back to living life to the full, instead of living and losing most of your days and time through being tired and through being wore out and having to go from shoulder pain to an ankle pain to an earache to eye problems, which was a lot of things that I was going through, the knee pains, the neck pain. And each time one of these would happen after I learned about TMS, then I wouldn't even study. I wouldn't even worry about it. If I had pain shoot through my ear, well, I wouldn't focus on it. I wouldn't keep my mind and attention on that anymore. And then within minutes, it just goes away. I have been reconditioning now for close to 2 years. So that's a pretty good amount of time for somebody to get on the TMS bandwagon and learn as much as I've learned. Yeah, that's a good thing. But I like always going back and remembering who was there, remembering whose books made a change in my life, you know. And Steve Ozanich is the Great Pain Deception. It really made a big change in my life in the direction I was going in. It just changed my life, and it turned me to where I have energy all the time to basically do whatever I want to now. No pain at all. So I just want to say, you know, I had spondylolisthesis. This was supposed to be. Well, I saw it on the X-ray and the MRIs. The MRI, it was sticking out about this much, about that much, like that. Okay, it was my vertebrae was pushed forth, and they said that I had spondylolisthesis, and that was from the time I was 15 years old. So when I was 40 years old, I finally learned how to start loving life again, how to start getting back in relationship with my friends, how to start pulling back together with who I am to make my life complete. And I learned this from reading a book by a friend that decided to send me a book on out of his pocket, out of his money, when I mean he sent it to me for a gift of a Christmas gift. And Steve, I don't think you know this, buddy, but when you sent that to me, I didn't even have a dollar at the time because I'd lost everything. And when you sent me that book, it was awesome. And I just want to tell you, I appreciate it. I didn't have the money at the time to be able to buy anything, and you sent me a book that you know showed me to get back in touch with life and be able to get this pain out of my body. So now, if I want to buy a book, I can buy books. I got a regular job. I got regular jobs. Do anything I want to do, you know. And Steve, it was because you sowed into my life, bro. I just want you to know that it's because you sowed into my life and you believed in me. I love you, man. And I want to give this video as a shout out to you. You're great. All of them at TMS Wiki are great. I love everybody there. This fills my heart full of joy to be able to do what I do, help who I help. And if it wasn't from a man named Steve Ozanich, you know, believed in me, you know, gave me the words of wisdom to stay and accomplish my journey and learn to start to love life again. And I did. And I did it in those steps, you know, like he's got laid out in his book. And when I did, all's well. I'm still going every day, teaching people about TMS healing. I'll be doing it the rest of my life. That's what I'm saying. TMS healing is about finding out what you're the best at. What is it that you're good at, and you going and doing it, you know, not being somewhere 30 years where you don't want to be. Because that 30 years being somewhere you don't want to be could be causing the pain in your body. But anyway, I could go on and on about the TMS healing. But when we start to learn about it and what it really means, then you'll be that light on top of a hill. You will be wanting to tell everybody and shout it from the rooftops that, hey, I've got it now. I know the truth, and the truth has set us free. Okay? God bless y'all. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.